This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Let's talk about history. Specifically my guitar history. You see, back in 1978, as a fresh-faced 11-year-old, I decided I was going to be a guitar player. And this is the instrument that showed up from my late mother's Great Universal Stores catalogue. It is a K steel string student acoustic folk guitar with an action like a hard-boiled egg slicer, and that's basically the guitar that I learned to do everything on. I think that guitar got me to the point where I was playing bar chords, a Herculean effort on such an instrument. It wasn't long though before I upgraded to an electric guitar that I bought used off a local radio phone-in show where you could kind of call into the station and buy and sell things. And £25 saved out of my, I think, birthday money or Saturday job money or whatever, got me one of these. This is a Woolworths Top 20 guitar. They were also sold under the T-Sco or Ty-Sco brand in various other territories, but mine still had a little sticker on the back that said Woolworths. There was no name on the headstock or anything like that, and that used to get plugged into my old Amstrad Music Centre, as we used to call our stereos back then. And I had a good friend whose dad was stinking rotten rich, and this mate of mine had a Gibson The Paul. Remember those? Like a kind of a Les Paul variant. I think weren't they made of walnut? And I just wanted a guitar that looked like that. So back to the mail order catalogue again, and I ordered a satellite Les Paul copy. This will have been about 1980, I think. And yes, I've mentioned that guitar on the channel many times. And a chap by the name of Neil called round the other day. I used to teach his son guitar, and I obviously made something of an impression, because Neil, to express his gratitude for the help that I'd given his boy, turned up with this guitar, a satellite Les Paul copy, and I just, I didn't know what the deal was, but because I was out at the time when he dropped it off, and so I kind of texted him and thanked him for the loan of the guitar. And he said, "No, it's not a loaner." He says, "It's yours, just a little expression of gratitude for all the help that you've given me son with his guitar playing. He's studying music now, and he's doing really well, and apparently some of that is down to me." So there you go. So basically, Neil, thank you so much for this very, very generous gift. It has brought back so many memories. And what I'm going to do today is kind of do the usual sort of guitar review on this, and we'll see how it kind of measures up in a modern context. So with that in mind, let's hear what this guitar, this kind of late 1970s, early 80s kind of Les Paul copy, sounds like in a mix. And as usual, you'll find a full tab for that piece of music in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and a jam track to play along with yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address and the link is in the description. $3 a month gets you access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos, and a massive heartfelt thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below. And obviously a massive heartfelt thank you to Neil for this rather touching gift. Let's have a look at some weights and measures I've done for this guitar, and we'll talk about what's going on with it as we go along. You can see there the weight of 3.76 kilos and a nut width of 43.2 millimeters. First and 12th fret neck profiles there with the fretboard radius is 12 inches. The DC pickup resistance readings: bridge is 5.79k, neck is 5.98, and in the middle position it's 2.94k. And if you're thinking those are rather low numbers for what are purport to be humbuckers, that's because they're not humbuckers. They are just cheap single coils in humbucker covers. I remember investigating that further when I had my original Satellite back in the early 80s. Mine was a Sunburst model, by the way, with the finest plastic top that you could imagine. I think that's what this is made out of. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I remember taking the pickups out and having a look inside them, just basically because I was curious. I like sort of taking stuff to bits and figuring out how it works. And on the inside of the pickup covers, you could still see the sort of faint shadow of what was obviously Pepsi or Coke. I think it was Pepsi branding. They basically used kind of metal that had been rolled out from old drinks cans to make the pickup covers with. Charming in a way, really, isn't it? I can't stop smiling throughout this video. I'm really, really chuffed with this guitar. It's got a plywood body, and no idea what the neck is, but probably maple, because that is the timber of choice for a guitar neck. The fretboard kind of looks like wood of some description that came from some sort of tree. That's as much as I can tell you. It has the neck itself is a bolt-on neck. There we go. Brings back memories. And the neck joint is a little bit unstable. I don't know if you can see there, but there is, let's hold that up so you can see, there is a crack here where the plywood is starting to let go a little bit. I don't know how well that came out, but there is a crack there, right where the strap button is up here. So that means that the neck is a little bit fluid, shall we say. It's not exactly stable, and that does have some implications for the tuning, and that's not helped by the rather lumpy, gritty feeling tuners. These pickups, as you could probably hear in that demo piece there, I was getting a half decent sound out of them, mainly because I was going through a fantastic little amp, the Blue Guitar Amp 1. That's what I was using for the kind of riffy parts there, and the shoutier solos, my usual combination of settings with the new Ex-Horseman pedal into it, going at the front end of it, and for the cleaner stuff, just the clean channel on the amp. I forgot to mention these settings earlier. But anything plugged into that kind of rig is going to it's a very complimentary setup to play through. And but you could probably tell by listening to the little demo that these pickups here are not what they purport to be. They're kind of quite thin, scratchy sounding single coils. So it's got a dodgy neck joint. It's actually got a very, very stiff feel. It's got a set of 10 to 46 strings on this at the moment. And they feel like 11s at least, so don't know what's going on there. Dodgy neck joint. Not very good tuning stability, stiff feel, and thin, scratchy sounding pickups. But you know what? I absolutely love it. Just for the nostalgia factor alone, this guitar is something that, it just makes me happy. And for the incredibly generous gesture that Neil has given me by, kind of finding this guitar, paying for it and dropping it off just because, he kind of values the tuition I gave to his son. I absolutely love this guitar. I really, really do. Not because of the sounds that it makes or the way it plays. It is a cheaply made 1970s or early 80s guitar made from probably not the most noble of materials, but that doesn't matter. It's the memories it brings back and the gesture of kindness that's brought this guitar to me. It's going to be a guitar that I will treasure. I was going to do, some mods with it and kind of upgrade the pickups and all that sort of stuff, but I just think we need to leave it as it is, as a sort of a little guitar time capsule, if you know what I mean. Just something that kind of illustrates what cheap, affordable, entry-level electric guitars were like in the days when people of my generation started playing. And it is a rather sobering thought to think that this guitar, which cost me, not this one, but the one that I had back in 1980, cost me £80, and I used to pay that off weekly out of my Saturday job money. Now, I've just been onto the Bank of England inflation calculator. £80 in 1980 equates to £328 in today's money. You think about the guitar that you can buy today for £328. You can get, that's Squire Classic Vibe money, kind of professional quality instruments, basically, but, kind of towards the bottom end of the spectrum for the price range for pro quality instruments. But you do see pros using Squire Classic Vibes and, what else would you say? It's possibly towards the, you can probably get onto the Epiphone ladder at that sort of price point, or for not much more than that. And yeah, budget guitars have come a long, long way in the last 40 years. So next time you pick up a Faisley or a Harley Benton or, one of the cheaper Epiphones, the bolt-on neck Les Pauls, and you think, oh, the frets on this are a little bit scratchy, they haven't been polished, up to a glossy shine, and I might have to, replace the tuners. Just spare a thought for those of us who grew up playing on guitars like this. Neil, thank you. You are a gentleman, sir, and I will treasure this guitar. Thank you so, so much. And that is very much the video for today, folks. If you've enjoyed this little trip down memory lane with me, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 p.m. UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars and all manner of other things. Great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.